Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop. It is Sunday, August 31st, 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Labor Day weekend to all those in the States. I hope you're enjoying it, especially if you're spending some of it with me here. I appreciate it so very much. For those of you who are new to this podcast, please be sure to check out my website. It's under construction a bit right now, but please be sure to check it out at lisahop.com. It's all about my work, and you can hit the schedule appointment button on every page if you'd like to make an appointment with me. And for those of you who listen every week, thank you. I appreciate it so much, and all your feedback, which is always positive. Thank you. Fingers crossed it stays that way. So today's topic. Oh, and I guess I should also say, please be sure to check me out on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop, on Facebook under my business page, Lisa M. Hop, Spiritual Coach and Medium. And if you're on YouTube and you connect with this podcast today, please be sure to like, subscribe, share. I would appreciate it so much. It's kind of a way of doing service if you feel it would help others. That's why I do it. So we're all one, so let's help each other if you feel that what is talked about today is helpful. So now to today's topic. Is comfort harming you? Yes. Now, comfort. Comfort is based in ego. It is based, when we seek comfort, is because there is a memory that our ego has held on to from our past. Sometimes it's the Christmas celebration, the holiday dinner, the time when your family went out to pick the Christmas tree, or you went to an amusement park for the first time, or a concert for the first time. It's those memories that stick with us in a way that things were good, things were wonderful. And so we want to repeat it. We want to stay in it. Maybe it was a certain type of food that brings us comfort, but we remember that food from our past. Comfort comes from programming from our past. And there is nothing wrong with that. We all need it. We all look forward to it. I get great joy from seeing my own son repeat traditions that he grew up with in the household during when snow days, when I would bake, or holiday traditions. He wants to continue them now, and it's just the most. It tells me I did okay. That he wants to repeat it, that it is something good for him. However, comfort, seeking it, also can be harmful to our goals, to what we believe we can achieve in life. It's almost like achieving our comfort level can bring us discomfort in really reaching the unlimited us that we are. And we don't always think of it consciously. It's going on subconsciously, but we don't always think of it or realize it's happening on a conscious level. And so this is a good example of it. Let's say you're at a job and you want change at this job. It is not the job. It's not a job that you want. In some way, maybe it's not your life purpose, but you stay because of the comfort level. You may not love it there. You may not even like it there, but you know what you have. There's a comfort in knowing what to expect. When you get up every day and you go into it, what it's going to be like. The comfort level of knowing how much that you're getting paid at all. That it's not up to you. That you know what that salary is going to be. Comfort level. You also know the personalities around you. So there is a comfort in the knowing. But When we stay in what we know that's not serving us, we are asking for more of the same. And how many people, if you're not one of them, but you know people, you'll hear them talking about, complaining about their coworkers, their job. Can't wait for that vacation. Oh no, my vacation's over. And yet they're slow to do anything about it. And maybe they go for a like job within the same place, thinking, well, maybe if I change something about it, it will get better. But it doesn't get better because you're still in the same situation. It's like people that will change to a completely different company, but they make what I call the lateral change. They're going to a new situation and they have the same people with different faces at the new job. Because they just changed the physical location. They didn't change what they were asking for. They didn't level up. And we are here to level up, to grow, to change, to expand, to understand our power, to understand that we are God within, and then God is around us. It's all about energy, and we are made of the most powerful energy. But we decided to encase ourselves in this physical body that has organs and senses and DNA that says we have to survive from generations. It is said, I've read, or actually heard recently, not read, that it was not that long ago, maybe around 12,000 years ago, that's when we felt the separation. I don't even know if it was at the Garden of Eden, but it might have been even after what we think of that. But that's when, in some way, separation happened, that we went into, I have to survive, I have to have fear. When before that, we were of oneness. And we're coming back into oneness again, the fifth dimension, which I will be talking about at some point, but it's not that really that long of a podcast subject, but the fifth dimension, which is the place where, well, really heaven is, but heaven's at the fourth too. The fifth is the parallel lives that we live, the no time, the lightness, the oneness that has landed on earth, and we're connecting to it now. We're connecting to it through meditation, through being in the centered moment. Even sometimes we do it all accidentally, but it's here. It's not waiting for a coming of a Christ or anything like that. It's here, and so we are ascending, all of us, to really connect into that energy that is all around us. And so all of us are going through healing in order to do that. And so you will see within yourself changes, what you're drawn to with diet, how you may feel differently about relationships in your life. That is all about ascension. And so when we're going through this ascension, these things will take more risks, we'll take more chances. I smile because I often hear older citizens talk about younger citizens and how they don't want to work like they did. No, they feel so entitled, I hear. And I smile because that's ascension. Not feeling entitled. It's not laziness. It's, I'm going to try to live my life purpose. I really don't want to go to a job that's 9 to 5 and hate it there. I may not know what I want, but I know what I don't want. Now that is that new energy on earth. And so there is that third dimensional energy, into the fourth dimensional energy, into the fifth dimensional energy. And the fourth dimensional energy, well, I guess I'm talking about dimensions right now, aren't I? So much for that separate podcast. But the fourth dimensional energy is transitional. It's being aware of the third dimension and living in it. It's kind of like playing both teams, but also being aware of other lives, of what we like to call past lives, parallel lives, angels, feeling like you're more intuitive or connecting into spirit more. That's that transitional fourth dimension as you go fully into the fifth dimension. All right. And by the way, you can go up and down. And a lot of us go up and down. We don't just lock in at one dimension and stay there. Sometimes I am of the fourth, and sometimes I'm of the fifth. I'm not so much of the third anymore. Right? I really am not. And it's, as I said, the fourth brings you more of an awareness of the difference between the two, the third and the fifth. Now the fifth it's heaven on earth. But ascension can't be shortcutted. It cannot be shortcutted. There isn't a magic formula to get to the fifth. It's about healing within. It's about really letting go of that which weighs you down. It's about forgiveness. It's about knowing that we're all one. It's about compassion, empathy for all of your fellow man, no matter who they are, this week. And I'm going to choose my words as carefully as I can. This week, there was sadly a shooting in Minneapolis, Minnesota. A young man decided to shoot through the stained glass of a church, and he harmed and he killed two children, two beautiful children, and he was demonized, this young man, on the news. The police chief was calling him a coward, just knocking him. Okay, now, humanly, third dimensional humanness, that's natural to do. It's natural to be angry at the young man who harmed children and killed children who were in church praying. It is natural to be angry with him. Fifth dimension and the upper of fourth dimension would cause you to feel empathy, compassion for the young man too. He didn't just get up one day and decided, he wasn't born evil. He didn't just get up one day and just do this. There was something troubling him. There was pain within him. And so fifth dimension would naturally cause you to feel it for him too, as much as the children. You see the difference? So, but when you're in fifth dimension, fully, you're not troubled by the police chief who's talking the way he was hatefully towards the gunman. You would feel compassion for that police chief too. And so there is this unconditional love, no matter who and no matter what. But fourth would have you have an awareness of it and maybe still working to get there. You see the clarity? So, for instance, this week I was troubled by that police chief. So that doesn't put me in fifth. But it doesn't put me in third. Because if I were completely of the third thick material third dimension, I would be with the police chief completely. And so that is what I'm talking about, that elevator that can go up and down depending on what triggers us in life in some way, trigger being the best word I can find for that right now. So, but don't be negative or critical of yourself. Don't, again, try to shortcut. just be aware of how you're feeling about things. Be aware of the inner little shifts within you. What are you drawn to eat? I notice so subtly that now sugar's too much for me. I actually yesterday celebrated a birthday, and on my plate was all these wonderful, well, if you know me for a half second, I love cake. If you want to know how to pretty much get my lifelong loyalty, connect me with cake. I giggle, but it's true. So I had cake, I had ice cream, and I had 2 little cookies. It was served to me. And as I'm eating it, I realize my body doesn't really like this. This is too much sugar. I joked about it, that I would go into my little sugar coma later and probably get a good night's rest. But I'm not as tied to sugar. And there was a time when I loved wine every weekend. And I think the last time I drank wine was probably months ago. I did have a nice sangria refresher. Actually, I drank it last weekend. I drank it last weekend in New York City on a great day, a beautiful day. But now it'll be a while, and it's not even conscious. It's not something, it's like I drew back from it. Now, some younger people are going cold turkey with alcohol. That's 5th dimensional shift. But it doesn't mean that if you want a glass of wine every night, that you can't be in the 5th dimension. It's so again, it's not conscious. There's not a shortcut. There's not a judgment. Just notice like what you used to be drawn to and what you're not anymore. And for me, my body, actually subtly, my habits started to change. And I was kind of the last one to know. I'm like, wait, that's been happening and I didn't realize it. Just as the same way I've gone more plant-based. Meaning I just eat seafood. I don't eat other meat. But I just crave organic raw vegetables more. And so, and I'm actually really drawn to vegan more and more. But again, it's just an inner shift. We're all where we are. Okay. And so this is all, though, a sign of ascension. Maybe you don't want drama in your life anymore and you've cut people out of your life. Ascension, as I said before. So your lifestyle will tell you your inner self and how you feel, and what you're drawn towards will tell you where you are in the ascension process. So when you're in the ascension process, back to the topic, you are willing to take more risks. You're understanding about your quantum energy, about manifestation more, and you don't want to settle like you were taught to, because we were taught a certain way of life, and we're like, no, that life doesn't have to be mine. But often the comfort levels that inhibit you will sneak up on you, as I said, and are based in fear. Everything that stalls us is based in fear. So heaven would say to you, as they say to me whenever I decide to have a conference with heaven, fearlessness. Stop having fear. Stop. It's all right. They tell me that every time. Every single time, if I talk to them daily, and really I do try to, daily. Now, I do not have the fear that I used to. When you're hearing heaven tell you, whether it be a spirit guide or an angel, or even a departed loved one can somehow send you that message. When you're hearing it every day, be fearless, it's going to start to get into your subconscious. And you start to be more fearless. So I do not have the fear that I used to have in life. Know that. Know that yourselves, please. There is no need to fear. You are supported and helped by a tremendously powerful universe that is always working for you, whether you realize it or not. It's doing it so subtly, so invisibly, that you're going about your day not realizing you have a team around you. And that team goes off and it works on behind the scenes stuff to line up for you. And then when it happens, you said, oh, yay, it worked out for me. It was always going to work out for you in some way. I'm in the process right now of being forced into another office at my building, a professional office. And I don't like it. Right. However, I feel that there's something positive going on. The universe is actually helping me. At the very least, it's kicking my butt to find a ground floor office space that is even better than the one I had. It kicked my butt. It kicked my butt to declutter. Because apparently I love paperwork and I'm a hoarder of paperwork. No more. Oh my gosh. I'm going to be having I'm not going to be, I'm going to do it myself, but I literally could have my own public shredding event. Oh my gosh. It's incredible. I didn't know a little office could store so much. Okay. But the new office cannot store so much, and it has a shredder, which I had bought before. I had bought a shredder with the intention of decluttering, and then was forced to. And so, simply put, my landlord was given an offer he could not refuse out of nowhere, and decided to take it for the building. And I don't blame him, and I don't blame the ones who want. Everyone's living the dream here. And I don't feel I'm living the dream as much as the old landlord and the new landlord, but I am. I just don't see the outcome yet, and I'm purposeful. See, when I talk to heaven, which I have that ability, we all do. When I talk to heaven, it says, just go along with it. It's all right. It's going to work out, and so it's like they have something up their sleeve, my guides, but they're not giving me all the details. So I'm going along with it, and of course I am going along with it because right now I have to too, but I have an awareness out that change has to come through this current situation, and so I'm going to come out as larger and wealthier and happier and better. Even if it's down the road, there is a game plan going on that they decided not to tell me, the quarterback, about. Football analogy, please, for American football, right? Because I know I have listeners all over the world. Thank you, by the way, all my listeners, again. And so it's like they're not giving me the game plan and helmet. They're just telling me, they're giving it to me on paper and saying, just do this, we'll let you know, and it's like they're not even giving it all at once, the game plan. It's like each play, not the whole scenario. And so I'm going along with it blindly, but following along as I've been told to do and seeing how it all turns out. I can't wait to find out with the rest of you. And so, but this has blown me like a cannonball out of my comfort level because the future is so unsteady. A new landlord that wants to open a retail space, and I want them to succeed. But you don't know what the future holds. You don't know what may end up happening at all. And so it's like it's teaching me and training me to further go with the insecure, to live insecurely, But in living insecurely, you open up to more wealth, you open up to everything of more abundance because you're fully outside your comfort level. And that's the way to go. Every multimillionaire in some way lives from a level of, I don't have to have full comfort. I don't have to have full security. I'm willing to take more risks. And especially those who are true billionaires, they live off of that too. I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I'm going to do it. It's going to be all right no matter what. But those that need the comfort level are those that tend to be more on a fixed income, in a fixed home. Everything's fixed. And fixed means it's limited. And we don't have to be limited. We're not really made to be limited. We've just taught ourselves to be limited. So test those waters a bit with your fixed and see what you can do to kind of hedge things a little bit to get out of that comfort level. Take the chance. Go on that vacation that you're a little nervous about. Do those things because it really is a foundation of faith. It is a foundation of faith that you know that you are made in the image and likeness of God, that you are unlimited, that you're always being helped, that everything's always going to turn out okay. Honor that. If you honor that, your abundance will multiply. Your blessings will multiply. Your life will multiply for the better. It will. It may not look like that at first, but it will. Sometimes that path is rocky before it gets smooth. Sometimes it's darker before the sunlight. But if you follow in faith, the faith will always reward you. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you connected with that a bit and that it was helpful. If you have any ideas for a topic, please email me at serenityharbor@verizon.net. And if you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. And once again, please check out my website at lisahop.com. Appointments are available not just in person, but also via Zoom and by telephone. So most appointments are. Some are not best to be conducted in person, but probably 95% can be. And so please check it out. And thank you again. I hope you have, if you're listening to this on Sunday, a wonderful Sunday, a wonderful long weekend if you're in the States. And I will talk to you next time. Thank you.